Hello, everyone. This is Jacob Harper once again, and you're listening to Talking Terror. As usual, I'm joined by my co-host Ariane, and tonight we're going to be going through some underrated horror films. We're going to be rattling off various horror movies that we think deserve a little bit more love. You know, they're not in the spotlight as much as we'd prefer. And I don't know about you, Ari, but I'm kind of worried about my list because I feel like too many of them are too recent. But I didn't have time to go back far enough in the archives for this one. So hopefully people like this list. Did you have any trouble finding your list? Or yeah,
Um, Honestly, it actually hit me last night that I had like a full list, but like all of these are kind of old, so
hell yeah. All right, we'll have a good balance then of old and new. And for those watching on the YouTube version, do not look at my sunburn. I've been out of town visiting family, and my ass got burnt very hard. So ignore that. But for everyone else tuning in on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, you didn't hear that. So moving right along. All right, Ari, why don't you kick it off? What's your first underrated horror movie?
okay. So my first one is called The Machine Girl, and it was a Japanese movie from 2008. Um, to me, it was a crazy film. Like my dad bought this DVD when I was a kid, and like it's like this gory film of like this high school girl. She has like one arm, and then she replaces it. She replaces her other arm with a prosthetic that's like a machine gun, and then she hunts down the yakuza with it. Um, so the director and screenwriter, his name is like Noboru Iguchi. He said he just wanted to make an action film of like this woman fighting, and like that's when he had this idea of this girl losing her arm, and she's like out for revenge. And I think it's underrated because like I don't see anybody talking about it like at all. But the plot is like pretty good.
Dude, I haven't even heard of that movie. That sounds fucking cool though.
Yeah.
So you said 2008?
Yes, 2008.
Oh yeah, I got a movie on here from 2008 as well. That's a good way to kick it off though. I'm not I'm okay. I'm gonna be adding all these to my watch list. I feel like everything Ariana gives me, I'll be adding to the watch list. So be adding that. All right, my first one. I keep looking over at my phone because that's where I have my list. But my first one is I actually talked about this a little bit on my Twitter page earlier this week. Kind of goes hand in hand with this new Superman movie out. So I feel like this is an appropriate time to bring this movie back into the spotlight. It's 2019's Brightburn, directed by let me make sure I pronounce the name right. David Yarovsky, who you may know. I mentioned him, I believe, on the last episode. He just had a new movie come out called Locked, which was really fun. But Brightburn is different in every way from Locked. Uh, but I really enjoyed it. I thought this one didn't get enough praise because it kind of we see a lot of like genre bending nowadays. But this one was a horror superhero movie, basically. It kind of retells the classic Superman story. This alien baby crash lands on Earth, gets raised by nice small town farmers, and he discovers he has superpowers. And Superman, he goes off, saves the world. And Brightburn, it kind of goes a little differently. This 12-year-old kid realizes that he's an alien of superpowers and goes in a more sinister direction than Superman, which I really appreciated the kind of twist there and the different take on the superhero story we all know and love. It's got lots of gore. It's got Badger from Breaking Bad in it for some reason, which very fun, very fun guest appearance there. And yeah, it's just a fun one. I remember seeing this in theaters in 2019 and loving the hell out of it. And I feel like it needs to be talked about more, especially with superhero movies being so popular. I don't know. It feels like it's worth a revisit for some, or a first time visit for anyone who hasn't even heard of this one.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah.
So my next movie is The Eye. It is a 2002 movie, and I'm talking about the Hong Kong and Thailand version. Um, so it's about this woman who is a concert violinist, and she's been blind for most of her life, but then she gets an operation of like a cornea transplant so that she can see again. But after the operation, she like starts seeing ghosts. I really think it's an interesting concept. It's underrated because like most people see the American remake without seeing the original like Hong Kong remake. So I mean original Hong Kong one.
What's it called again? You said I?
The Eye.
The
Yeah.
Eye. Dude, I don't think I've seen either of those. I don't think I've seen the American or the original. I'll have to check those out. Because
Yeah.
the premise sounds cool. Like she goes under like an eye surgery and starts seeing ghosts.
Yeah, it's freaky, man.
That's fucking cool. I'll check that out. Nice. So my next one is 1922 from 2017. This one was, I believe, a Netflix original directed by Zach Hilditch, based on a Stephen King novella. Uh, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like again it's super underrated, hence why it's on the list. But I've read a lot of Stephen King movies tend to. I know he's had a lot of movie adaptations done, and there's some that fall by the wayside. But I feel like this one deserved a little bit more flowers. It takes place, of course, in 1922 on a farm in uh Nebraska, I want to say. And it follows this guy. His wife wants to sell off the farm, move to the city, and he, of course, doesn't. He's very prideful, very like, this is my land, I want it. And he and his son end up killing his wife to keep the farm and keep her from selling it and divorcing him and all that. And what follows is a pretty horrific series of events from a haunting, and it just kind of the whole movie spirals out of control after that point. It has a lot of really, really unsettling moments and some great performances. The two lead actors, Thomas Jane and Dylan Schmidt, the two lead actors, both go insanely hard on this one. It's a lot of freaky shit that happens, but it was super fun, and I feel like out of like all the Netflix originals that have come out, and there's been a lot, that's probably one of my favorites that I every time I put it on, I feel a little bit uneasy. There's so many great haunting sequences, and there's so many really great like sequences just based in reality, like outside the haunting, kind of adding that extra layer of like Stephen King, like realism. He's great at blending, fantasy and real life horrors together, and this was no exception. So I really enjoy this one. I can't recommend it enough for anyone who has Netflix and wants to check it out.
Yes. Have you read the book for that one?
No, I haven't actually. I've been wanting to.
I read that one.
Have you seen the adaptation?
I have not.
Oh, it's so good. I don't know how it compares to the book, but the movie just as a film is fantastic.
That's awesome. Um, you might know my next one. It is the Poughkeepsie tapes. Have you seen that?
Yes, I almost put that on this list, so I'm glad you did. I almost put it on mine, so I'm
It's
glad we're talking about it.
actually funny story about this one. I actually watched it with my mom, but I did not tell her that it was a fake documentary, so she thought everything was real. She was really freaked out.
That's fucked up, but it's funny. But
Yeah.
well, no, because like the first time I watched it, I was so like just wrapped up in it, I forgot it was fiction.
Yeah.
I forgot it was a found footage movie. After a while, I was like, "This is a really interesting FBI case." I'm like, "No, this ain't real," but it's that good. And it kind of nails that like gritty true crime doc realism eerily well. So I don't blame her for thinking it's real either.
It's funny. Um, but what is your next movie?
My next movie is from 2019, directed by Nicholas McCarthy. It is The Prodigy. Have you heard of this one?
I'm not actually.
This one, I never see people bring it up, but it's such a fun twist on the kind of typical possession horror story. It goes in a totally new direction with it, where instead of possession, it plays on the ideas of reincarnation. It starts with a serial killer being gunned down, or maybe he kills himself. I'm not sure. Either way, he dies in the opening. And then it cuts to a woman giving birth to her baby, and that the serial killer has been reincarnated, so to speak. And it's again it takes the typical possession horror movie tropes, turns them upside down. It stars Jackson Robert Scott, who you may remember from 2017's It. He played Georgie, the
Oh,
kid that gets his arm torn off in the sewer. Which I met him at a convention a few years ago. He's a really sweet kid. Um, and he's great in this one. Again, this came out in 2019, so it's been out for a few years, but I never see people talking about it. And again, great, great. kind of turn on the head of possession horror. And also has one of the freakiest jump scares I've ever seen in a movie. That's if nothing else, watch it for that one jump scare. I'm not gonna, ruin the surprise, but there's a jump scare in that movie that had me. I shot out of my chair when I first watched it. It was really freaky. So I definitely recommend this one.
It's really underrated. I haven't heard of any of the films that you've actually listed.
Dude, that's why we're doing this episode, dude. Gotta get eyes on these.
So like my next movie is Shutter, which is a 2004 time movie. It's about this young couple and this boyfriend is like a photographer. And then after this car accident, where they hit this girl, the photographer starts seeing ghosts in the photos. Now it's kind of like Fatal Frame. It kind of reminds me of that video game. I think the plot was really good. And like I honestly I don't really hear a lot of people talking about that either. Like it's a good movie too, because the plot.
I'm pretty sure I saw the American remake of this one on HBO a few years ago. Uh, I'll just check out the. You said it was where is it originally from?
It's a time movie.
Okay, yeah, I saw the American remake like years ago, but I liked the concept. I thought it was a neat concept, and if I remember correctly, there's like a really fucking weird twist at the end.
Yeah, there
If,
is.
if I remember, okay, so I remember correctly. I'll have to track down the original now because like, again, I feel like a lot of these like horror films that got remade in America, I feel like they lost a little bit of the sauce
Yeah.
along the way. So now I have to go back and rewatch all the American remakes. Also, I'll have to watch the originals, and that is being added to the list. So I'll have to check that out.
It makes you wonder why they actually did like American remakes. That's kind of crazy.
Trying to make them. I don't know. I don't know. It just yeah, it's weird. I know it was a big trend in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Next on my list. Now I want to preface this next one. All the ones I mentioned so far have been like 4 to 5 stars on my Letterboxd. This one isn't. This one, I'm not gonna say it's the greatest. I'm probably not even gonna say it's that good, but I do feel like it's overhated and kind of forgotten about, and so I'm using that as an excuse to talk about it. I'm talking about 2015's The Gallows, directed by Travis Clough and Chris Sloughing. So The Gallows, have you ever heard of this one from 2015?
Mm.
So it's a Blumhouse film, and they are the masters of taking very, very cheap ideas and making a lot of money from them, big theatrical releases. And they were really founded on the I don't know if I want to say founded, but a lot of their early movies were found footage films because those were the cheapest to shoot, and they were a huge trend, and they were scary. So The Gallows from 2015 is a found footage movie, which ironically I feel like is kind of its drawback because it came out at a time where found footage movies were kind of getting oversaturated. So it was kind of not really elevating itself among its competition. I think if it was shot more like a more like a standard narrative, it would have probably benefited a little bit and stood apart from the competition a bit better. But The Gallows follows a group of teens breaking into a high school to destroy a theater set because they're supposed to be in this theater play. They don't want to be in it. And fun fact about the play, 20 years prior, a student died on the set of that play by a
Whoa.
prop mishap. And so his ghost haunts the school. And they're going in there to destroy the play, they're trying to do it 20 years later, and they get haunted by the ghost. Which I think the story is super cool. I've always loved that premise. I like the idea of a horrible mishap on a school play happening, and now there's a ghost haunting the school. I love all that, but with the way it was shot just makes it so hard to watch. Because there's a few great, lighting tricks and some decent shots, but so much of it is just like running with the camera where you can't see anything or it's pitch black. And I don't know. Again, I feel like it being a found footage movie kind of it did more harm than good to the movie. And again, the movie itself isn't really that great, but I do feel like it's overhated. I see a lot of people give it like half star, 1 star on Letterboxd, and yeah, I feel like it deserves a little bit more of a look than that, but that's just my opinion. And I've always had kind of a soft spot for this one. I revisit it every few years, and again, it's not great, but it's grown on me over the years.
I'll have to watch it then.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting watch. I would love to hear what you think about it when you do end up watching it.
Yeah, of course. And you may know my next film that I have listed. It is the original Wreck movie. Have you seen that one?
Okay, I actually haven't.
You haven't?
I've had so many people recommend that one to me. They say it's like one of the best found footage movies ever. I have yet to watch it.
It's really good. Like, if you like zombies, I know you love zombies. And
Yeah,
like they have like one of the scariest zombies like in the movie. It's really good and underrated too.
man, I'll have to check it out. I didn't know it was about zombies.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God. Did I spoil it? Why
No,
did
well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is that like a twist in the movie? But I'm down to check it out.
it's good. I don't think it is a twist. It's just like, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I love zombies.
But yeah. What's your next film?
So my next one is one I will always find a way to work into a conversation no matter what. It is the one and only, the second greatest horror film of all time, in my opinion. 2008's The Strangers, directed by Brian Bertino. God, I can't recommend this fucking movie enough. I'm sorry. I can't not recommend this movie. For those unaware, The Strangers from 2008 stars Liv Tyler, Scott Speedman. It's a home invasion film. Follows this couple that come up from a wedding reception around 3 in the morning, and they fall victim to a trio of home invaders that are kind of playing a really fucked up cat and mouse game with them in this summer home in the way in the countryside. This movie was shown to me when I was around 9 or 10 years old, and it gave me a lifelong fear of home invasion. And I've seen a few other home invasion movies over the years, and I love them, and they're freaky. Nothing will ever be as freaky as The Strangers. Like it goes so much deeper than just being a home invasion movie for me. Like the way like some of the shots are set up and the intensity builds, and even like down to like the sound mixing and the audio mixing in that film. It's just so next level for me. And it's strange because Brian Bertino, as far as I'm aware, hasn't really directed much else besides The Strangers. I think he's directed 4 other movies besides The Strangers. Now, I have admittedly not seen any of these 4 other films, which I really ought to, considering how much I gush about The Strangers. But I don't know. I would feel like he would be, way more up there as a horror director, just for this one alone. And it also spawned a sequel, which I guess I'll count with this. I love the sequel as well. Both are so profoundly underrated to me. They're both so fun in so many different ways. Where Strangers One is super quiet and creepy. Strangers Pray at Night, the sequel, is loud, rock and roll slasher. So they're total opposites, but they're both super, super awesome. Um, yeah, I can't gush enough about The Strangers, especially that original. And I know they rebooted it last year. Wasn't a fan of the reboot, and I know they're doing a sequel to the reboot. We'll see how that goes. But for me, nothing is ever gonna beat that original Strangers. Have you gotten a chance to watch it yet?
I'm not, it's still in my list, but I keep you in mind.
Wait till you're home alone and turn off all the lights to really get into it. It's great.
Most definitely, I'll do that.
Hell yeah.
So, um, my next one is called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Have you heard of this series like at all?
No.
Okay, that's good. It is actually it's famous in the Philippines, but not in America. But I think it's like underrated along with like Filipino horror in general. And like all my Filipino aunties knew this one. Like they had all the DVDs for this. but it is a horror anthology that started in like 1984. I think they're still making films for it, but like I'm actually not sure. But usually the movies start off with like three different horror stories and like monsters, and like by the end, all these stories connect to each other somehow. But if you want to know more about like Filipino culture and the monster lore, I definitely recommend it.
Hell yeah. What's it called again?
Shake, rattle, and roll.
Okay, I'm definitely adding that to the watch list. I love anthologies.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
love a good anthology film.
Yeah, I
Like
think
the VHS movies, I'm obsessed with those. Those are great.
I love those too.
So now I have to add that to the list. I when we're done recording.
Yeah, I think they're all on YouTube, but I don't know about like subtitles in English and stuff. So
Hmm. I'll check it out.
yeah, and like if there's any Filipino horror fans out there that haven't seen Shake, Rattle, and Roll, I have to ask you, saan ka kalin?
So my next movie, admittedly, I haven't seen this one in a hot minute. This one, it kind of came to my mind last minute. But I remember, thinking it had quite a few redeeming qualities, and I was kind of disappointed to see, a lot of the letterbox reviews on this one as well. And I was like, I don't remember it being that bad. Maybe I'm in the wrong on this one. Maybe I need to give it a rewatch, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's ATM from 2012, directed by David Brooks. Now, those who know me know I love a good one location horror story. As an independent filmmaker myself, I think one location horror is like the best possible route for low budget shit. And this is an example of that. This is three friends, one of whom is played by Josh Peck, which I find hilarious. I loved him on Drake and Josh. So I just remember I always thought it was funny how he was in a horror movie. Um, but three people leaving a company Christmas party. They stop at one of those like I don't know if they have these anymore. This is kind of a product of the time, but like how sometimes in parking lots there's like an ATM, but it has like its own building,
Yeah.
like a really small, like probably the size of like not even this office I'm in, very small building just for the ATM. Yeah, so it's in one of those. And they end up getting like stalked by this guy who like if they try to leave, he'll like kill them. Yeah, he's got like a crowbar for a weapon. He wears like a giant like fur jacket that hides his face. It's kind of a cool, creepy, antagonist design. And again, I love one location horror. I love tense little cat and mouse horror films like that. And they're all just trapped in this small ATM like room, ATM building in the freezing cold. So that's kind of another layer of the anxiety there. And again, I need to give this one a rewatch, but I remember enjoying it a fair amount growing up, and I would love to hear people's reactions to it today. Because again, I don't remember too much of it, but I do remember enjoying it. So I need to rewatch it, and I want to hear other people's takes on it. Um, but yeah, that's ATM from 2012.
I gotta watch that. It sounds fun.
Hell yeah, no, and again, Josh Peck. If nothing else, you see Josh.
Real. Alrighty. So my next movie is Lake Placid. Have you heard of that one?
I don't think so. No.
It is a 1999 film actually, and I actually haven't heard about that one until like my old boss like told me about it, and like she's this horror fan, and like I thought it was pretty cool concept. It's like this game warden and this paleontologist from New York. They're in search of this like crocodile that eats people, and like on the cover, it's like this huge ass crocodile. It's pretty cool.
That sounds cool. So wait, hold on. It's like a creature feature, like a crocodile.
Yeah, basically, almost like it would be in like Great Bites.
Oh, it feels like a Great Bites movie. Hell
Yeah,
yeah, no. I'll have to check that out. I've been loving all the Great Bites. Dude, I'm so excited for our Great Bites episode.
me too.
That's stay tuned. That's I believe gonna drop first week of August. Team, the Great Bites mega review. So my next one, I think I only have three left. So hopefully I can make this last. My next one is Spree from 2020, directed by Eugene Kodoyarenko. I probably butchered that last name. I am so sorry if the director's listening. I love Spree. It's my favorite screen life movie. For those unaware, Screen Life is like sort of like found footage, but it's where the entire thing takes place on like a computer or phone screen, like searching would be probably a good example of Screen Life. Um, or like unfriended is probably a better example of Screen Life, where it's like on a computer or phone screen. But yeah, Spree from 2020 is my favorite example of that. It stars Joe Keery from Stranger Things, playing an absolute psychopath, which is great. I always love that. I love when like, big like kind of up and coming names who play like kind of like teen heartthrob characters, uh, get down and dirty and play like horrible, messed up people. I've always thought that was cool. So Joe Keery, if you're listening, do more weird psychopath roles. It's great. You're great at it. But no, Joe Keery's amazing in this role. It follows a kid, I think he's like 19 years old or whatever, named Kurt, and he wants to be like an influencer, and he posts for like years and years trying to get notice and trying to get subscribers, trying to get followers, all that. Fails every single time. Does just isn't taking. And he's like friends with like other influencers, and they're all just kind of assholes. And whatever. So he has a plan to go viral. He's like an Uber driver. He's a spree driver, which is like their Uber. So he's like this Uber driver, and what he starts doing is he starts like live streaming his rides and killing people on the live stream
Oh,
throughout like the night, and it makes for a really fun. It's only like 93 minutes. It's a relatively short movie. Um, it's just a fun ride, literally. It's just a fun ride with lots of fucking cool, like bloody scenes. There's one kill in particular that's it's the I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's cool as hell. And again, I just think Joe Keery playing a total psychopathic wannabe like influencer is awesome. Like he nails the perfect mix of like pathetic desperation and like genuinely like unnerving psychopath. No, he's great, and the movie is just so damn fun. I can't recommend it enough to people. And I think when people watch this, they're like, "Oh, Joe Keery had that in him," and I'm like, "Yeah, he needs to do more weird shit." Hopefully, when Stranger Things ends this year, we see Joe Keery and more weird shit like this. But yeah, I love Spree.
it's awesome. Hell yeah, man.
Have you seen that one yet?
I'm not, but like people say that if you didn't like dash cam, you like spray.
Oh yeah, well, I love Spree, so I'll probably like Dashcam.
Yeah. My next movie is The Host. This is a Korean monster film from 2006. Have you seen that one?
I don't think so.
It's really fucking good. Actually, fun fact, the director, Bong Joon-ho, actually directed Parasite in 2019.
Oh hell, I know that name.
Hell yeah.
Well, now I need to watch it. Holy shit.
It's really good. Like, this film is actually about toxic chemicals that were dumped into Seoul's Han River, and then this like horrible monster comes out. But like, the monster is terrorizing the city, and then this daughter is abducted. So then the main character and his family have to like save her. And the monster actually looks hella scary. Like, it's amazing.
Hell yeah, I'll have to check that out now.
Yeah,
I was gonna add it to the watch list already just based on your recommendation, but now that it's Bong Joon-ho, instant front of the line,
hell yeah.
top of the watch list now. Do you know where if it's streaming anywhere?
Um, I saw it on like YouTube, but also I think it's on Tubi as well.
I love Tubi. God bless Tubi, bro.
For real, I love
Can we
Tubi.
can we take a minute to say thank you, Tubi, for free weird movies and shit? I have seen the strangest shit on Tubi, and I'm always so happy. I am always so happy with it. Tubi, if you're listening, sponsor this podcast. We love you. Speaking of Tubi, I think this next movie I'm about to recommend is on Tubi right now. Next one on my list is Peeping Tom from 1960, directed by Michael Powell. This movie, I can't help but feel a little bit bad for because it presents a lot of the same ideas. It came out the same year as Psycho, and it presents a lot of the same ideas and kind of early slasher elements that Psycho did. except Psycho had Alfred Hitchcock behind it, kind of leading the charge. So, which one is more remembered? Obviously Psycho. But Peeping Tom again, to go against Psycho, that's not fair. But Peeping Tom on its own, I feel, is a really great early slasher. I would say this and Psycho set the standard for or laid the groundwork rather for what a slasher film would be. They both displayed that humans are real monsters.
Wow.
Psycho and people, because before that, a lot of it was, monsters, aliens, ghosts. But Peeping Tom and Psycho, they both kind of said humans can be pretty fucking weird too. And Peeping Tom, that was this guy. He's obsessed with like, cameras and photographs and all that. And what he does is he records women just before he kills them to witness like their last moments and savor it. So again, you could say one of the first slasher villains. He's got a freaky motive and kind of a go-to kind of style. There's one scene, I believe, where he kills someone by stabbing them with a tripod. Like he has the camera aimed upward and stabs them in the neck with the tripod leg, which is like, come on, that's something Jason would do if he could hold a camera. That's cool. Like, it's just such a cool concept. I've always found it super fascinating. I watched this for a horror film study class in college, and it was an instant 5 star for me. I actually just picked up the Criterion for it a while back, so I'm excited to give this a rewatch. But I am seeing on Letterboxd it is also streaming on Tubi for those who don't want to cash out the 35 whatever dollars for the Criterion.
Oh my gosh, we're already at our last picks.
Damn, really? Oh, we are, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Hopefully this isn't too short of an episode for you guys.
No, not. Um, so I saved the best for last. So my last pick was One Missed Call, the original 2003 Japanese horror movie. Have you seen that?
No, but I remember the 2008 remake. I didn't watch it, but the poster scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, right. It sounds
I
scary.
remember seeing the poster on like DVD covers and it scared the hell out of me. But no, I haven't seen the original. And it's been a long time since I've even seen the remake, but I don't
That's
think I've ever even looked at the original.
yeah, it's good because I hear like the remake is really bad. But like I don't know if it's the same concept, but like these college students are getting calls from like an unknown number, and then the voicemail is left to give them a date and time on when they're going to die. Is that how the American one went?
I don't remember. I don't remember it at all.
Right. Okay. Okay, that's good.
I just remember that poster freaking me the hell out.
It is. I also really like that they had like their own unique ringtone. It's actually different from the American remake and like the Japanese original. Like, I think the Japanese one is like more dreadful to hear, and that was actually my ringtone for a while too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
edgy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out then. Oh, right. My last one. Oh, God, I cannot believe I'm on my last one. So sad, so tragic. All good things must come to an end, though. My next one is, again, if you know me personally, this shouldn't come as a surprise. It's the 2021 Kevin Lewis film, Willy's Wonderland, starring Nicolas Cage.
I see that.
Dude, you have you seen that?
Yeah, I have. It's
It's
amazing.
it's a thank you. It's amazing, right? Okay. Dude, this movie is this is before okay, let me preface this. I'm a huge fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. And dude, I love the Blumhouse, Five Nights at Freddy's adaptation. But y'all gotta understand, I was starving for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. That damn movie got announced when I was like 15 years old. When I was 14, I was probably close to 14 when it got announced. And it didn't come out until 2023.
Right.
So, what was I supposed to do? When Willy's Wonderland came out, and it's like Five Nights at Freddy's, but violent, more violent. and Nicolas Cage is committing the violence. Okay, I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna love it. And funny enough, this came out close to my birthday. So I remember my roommates and I we like ordered some pizza and rented it like for like my birthday and we just had like a watch party for it and it was the most like hilarious shit ever. Like Nicolas Cage, it stars Nicolas Cage. He works as like this janitor at this abandoned like Chuck E. Cheese knockoff. He's trying to make money so he can get his car repaired or whatever. Um it's a little bit deeper than that, but I'm abridging this whole thing for the sake of clarity. But yeah, he's working there as a janitor to try to, get his car fixed. And the animatronics come to life trying to kill him, and he fucks them up. Like he gets in like Mortal Kombat style boss fights with them. There's one animatronic he fights in the bathroom and then he like curb stomps it. Like he made him bite the curb, dude. It was great. He does this to, and this isn't like Violence of Phrase where there's like four. There's like nine animatronics in this, and he fucking beats their ass. And yeah, there's a subplot with some teenage kids breaking into the restaurant and they get killed. It's not that important. What's important is Nicolas Cage kicking people's asses, and it's got fantastic practical effects are off the charts, right? And the animatronics are actual costumes that get worn by stunt actors and puppeteered by puppeteers. And like there's actual showmanship here. Like you would think, oh, this is like some shitty knockoff, right? No effort. No, there's like blood, sweat, and tears put into this. It may be a knock. If it is a knockoff, it's the best damn Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff ever. Because there's like real energy behind this. Um, and now I watch it like every year on my birthday. Every year. It's my annual rewatch. I watch it other times too, but I try to make time every year on my birthday to watch this film. And dare I say, it might be my favorite Nicolas Cage film. I know that's probably blasphemous to a lot of people, but I don't care. It's amazing. And I will never stop singing its praises.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he curb stomps an animatronic. He gives it like Mortal Kombat finishers. And there's like all original music. Like the composer like also like sings the animatronic parts, right? Their little theme songs.
Cool.
And like it's got a good soundtrack to it. Like again, there's actual showmanship here. I'm gonna I'm gonna stop, but it's amazing. I can't speak highly enough of it. And that does it for my list of underrated horror films.
That was an awesome ending, man.
Hell yeah. Was that the end of your list as well?
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys once again for tuning into an episode of Talking Terror. I do hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you're watching us on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you're tuning in there. Leave us a 5-star rating. I think that's still a thing on Apple Podcasts. I'm not totally sure. I should probably know that. But be sure to follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Jacob at the movie. And Ari, what's your Twitter?
It is little with two E's underscore in.
Hell yeah, it is. You can also check us out on our Twitter page at TalkTerraPod. Be sure to follow us on there for any updates on the show. You'll never miss an episode or an announcement regarding an episode. And you could also follow us on our Instagram account, and that is Talking Terror Podcast on Instagram. And I'll leave the rest of our social links in the description below. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.